Boots Riley has a new series on Prime Video, so let's see if it's worth your time. Hey everybody, my name's Justin here. I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services like Prime Video. If you guys are like me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell notification for more up and coming content. A coming of age joyride about Cootie, a 13-foot tall man who escapes to experience the beauty and contradictions of the real world. He forms friendships, finds love, navigates awkward situations, and encounters his idol named the Hero. So this comes from Boots Riley, who also directed Sorry to Bother You, which I still have not seen. And I'm a Virgo is a wonderfully trippy experience across 7 episodes that navigates capitalism, racism, that also has this high energy and very trippy sequences. Cootie is a young black man. He's 13 feet tall. He is sheltered from his life in Oakland by his aunt and uncle. One day he's exposed and people in Oakland see him and start to form this friendship. And he ventures off into the world to experience love and friendship. And he learns that he loves bass and is able to show off and have a lot of fun and just experience life. But there's a lot more that comes with it. With being 13 feet tall, there are going to be people that start to take advantage of him. We have a really slimy agent and this cult that is idolizing him, but also we have this hero that is played by Walter Goggins that starts to view him as a villain. There's a lot of things that happen in here that feels very larger than life, literally, but a lot of it does feel very realistic with its themes and its maturity, the messages that it's trying to have in here about capitalism and how hospitals turn away people and racism as well, and this young man living in Oakland and how he's navigating this world and being taken advantage of and trying to become his own person. There's a lot of deeper themes within this series, and I think Boots Riley handles a lot of those messages very well in here, that it all feels very meaningful, but then also taking these messages and really just expanding on them and then accompanying them with some of the weirdest directions I have seen this year. Can't lie and say that everything in here was highly entertaining. From the aesthetics in here to the designs for everything, the trippy sequences, this cartoon that appears throughout the series, everything about this series and this young man's height and this girl that he comes across that works at this burger shack. There's a lot of odd things in here, and we see a lot of this very over stylized aspect to it that makes it very entertaining to watch. And then he's pairing that with these deep messages, and we can have these messages and these speeches and these problems that Cootie comes across to feel very deep, because you are connected to this character and watching him navigate life, and also those fun moments of him experiencing life and riding with his friends in his car and just enjoying friendships and falling in love. Those moments feel very personal to this character, and you realize that he's been sheltered for so long, and him experiencing the world highlights this series, and watching him and the smiles on his face is very heartwarming. But then you also realize that it's a much deeper show than just him experiencing life. There's also things that he has to come across and experience, and everything's not going to be perfect. Boots Riley directs all 7 episodes, and the first few episodes feel very grounded with the character and him wide-eyed and just experiencing life. But then when we get deeper into the story of this young man and this hero played by Walter Goggins and the friends and some heartbreaking moments and some tragic moments that happen with his friends along the way, the series starts to shift into more personal, deeper moments for not only Cootie but his friends as well. We have his friends Felix, who's played by Brett Gray, that I recognize from On My Block. Scat, this young man who loves cartoons. Jones, a community organizer. And then he ends up falling in love with Flora, a fast food worker who's dealing with her own superpowers as well. And the cast is really good. And the way that they interact with Cootie only strengthens the friendships within this series. Sprinkled throughout this series, we see some hints at some other stories involving this hero played by Walter Goggins, and almost like a superhero vibe to it that at times feels a little bit underdeveloped when it comes to his aunt and uncle and his love for comic books. The series is really focused on him experiencing life and dealing with being idolized and hated as well, that when they start to introduce this comic book vibe to it with superpowers as well, and being like a villain and a hero, at times that feels a little bit underdeveloped, and it's really heavy at the end of the series, and it feels a little bit jarring as it does quickly come, and it is fastly approached at the end. It is sprinkled throughout, but it never felt like it was the main aspect of the show, when it really is focused on him just falling in love and having friends. There's capitalism and racism as well, to when they have those comic book superhero moments. It just feels very quick and underdeveloped at the end of the series. I was also impressed with the way that they were able to make Cootie look 13 feet tall and interact with normal sized people, and the way that they were able to blend the sizes between the characters was really impressive, as you see a lot of people looking up at Cootie and him hunched over. It looks very believable, and I was impressed with that, and also some of the other superpowers as well, the characters that we have in here. But overall, I'm a Virgo was a weird series, very bizarre, over the top at times, very trippy scenes, but I love the more grounded, realistic vibe to it, with dealing with racism and capitalism and being taken advantage of, and the industry and agents as well, and how slimy they can be. When you see him experience life outside of his home for the first time, and realizing that he loves bass and he does cool tricks when he's on the back of cars. That's all a lot of fun and very sweet when it comes to that. You see that he's just enjoying a lot of things, but then you get deeper stories that really does work. And then at times, a lot of it does feel a little bit underdeveloped, but Boots Riley is there to direct a really odd show that I love the style to it. It makes me really want to go watch Sorry to Bother You, which I have not seen, and I've heard a lot of great things to it. But if the style for I'm a Virgo is much like Sorry to Bother You, then I think I will appreciate that movie, because his style is very out there. It's odd, it's bizarre, but it does work. And that blend of his trippy style to directing this series, and then also the more grounded story, really has that balance, and it makes it for very entertaining, but also tragic and heartbreaking as well. And I wanted to end it talking about Jarrell Jerome, who does play Cootie. When he experiences something he's not familiar with, the curiosity is there. When he is troubled with something, the more personal, emotional scenes do come out, and he's able to balance a lot of different emotions in here, excitement and sadness as well. And he gives a fantastic performance in here as someone that is sheltered and does want to experience a lot of new things, but also has to deal with the community and how they are idolizing him and taking advantage of him and hating him as well. So the performance is really good, and I was impressed with the way that they're to blend him into the show, but also the acting as well. So before I give you my score for I'm a Virgo, the new Prime Video series, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here, so hit that subscribe button to get it all in one spot. I'm going to go ahead and give I'm a Virgo a B+. Thank you guys for checking out my review for I'm a Virgo, the new Prime Video series. Have you guys seen it by chance? What'd you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.